In the name of the Most High God, we pray. Woodman here. I want to talk to you about monitoring spirits. We hear a lot about them from spiritual and religious traditions, particularly within some African and Christian contexts. They're often described as malevolent entities or supernatural forces believed to observe, influence, interfere with individuals' lives. However, in a more psychological or metaphorical sense, narcissistic individuals can also function as monitoring spirits in some people's lives, exhibiting similar behaviors but in a more psychological context. Here's a breakdown of the idea. Let's start off with the origins of beliefs. So, as mentioned in many African traditional religions, monitoring spirits are considered to be spirits of deceased ancestors or other supernatural entities that keep a watchful eye on individuals, families, or communities. In some Christian contexts, particularly within certain charismatic or Pentecostal circles, monitoring spirits are viewed as demonic entities sent to spy on or harass believers, often to disrupt their spiritual lives or to hinder their progress. And of course, we've never heard of that theme before, right? Someone trying to keep you out of your life purpose, someone trying to distract you and keep you unfocused and off path. Functions. So, what exactly are the functions of a monitoring spirit? Well, the first is observation. They're believed to watch over people, gathering information about their behavior, thoughts, and intentions. It's often said that they may even know the target better than the target knows themselves. Interference. They might also cause various forms of misfortune or confusion as a way of undermining an individual's success or perhaps interfere with their spiritual health. Then, spiritual warfare. Um, Believers might need to engage in rituals aimed at rebuking or removing monitoring spirits as part of their spiritual warfare practices because sometimes monitoring spirits can become so entangled and be so involved that you have to find a way to keep them away. In a psychological context, narcissistic individuals can exhibit behaviors similar to those attributed to monitoring spirits. Narcissists often seek to control, manipulate, or invade the personal space of others, often observing them closely to maintain power or exert influence. In other words, think of like a person who's an energy supply and the narcissists don't want to let go. Observation and control. Narcissists may also monitor the lives of those around them to maintain control and dominance. This can include spying on their activities, spreading gossip, using information to manipulate or undermine people. And of course, even on social media, maybe these individuals may use fake accounts to try to keep an eye on the person. Interference and manipulation. They might also create or exacerbate difficulties in others' lives as a means of reinforcing their own sense of superiority and control. In other words, if you've got a narcissist that falls in love with you, it's not about you, it's all about them. Identification and response. Symptoms. Individuals who believe in monitoring spirits might attribute personal difficulties or spiritual attack to these entities. Similarly, those dealing with narcissists might notice patterns of manipulation, invasion of privacy, or emotional abuse. Now, I myself, I do believe in monitoring spirits, and so you know what they say, even if you don't believe in something, it can still affect you. Spiritual or psychological practices. Various practices such as prayer or deliverance or any ritual employed to counteract the influence of monitoring spirits is probably in tall order. And also, when dealing with narcissists, certain strategies such as setting boundaries, seeking therapy, and developing self awareness can be effective responses because narcissists can sometimes be evil masterminds, always trying to find a way to remain relevant and to keep control. Critics argue that the concept of monitoring spirits can be used to explain away many issues and may sometimes reinforce fear or superstition. From a psychological perspective, seeing narcissistic behavior as a form of monitoring spirits can help individuals understand and address manipulation or control in a more grounded and practical way. Still, nonetheless, I think that worst combination would be a monitoring spirit that is narcissistic, and that happens a lot. Overall, the concept of monitoring spirits is often deeply rooted in many contexts, both religious and cultural, and can vary significantly depending on the tradition or belief system in question. In modern contexts, narcissistic behavior can function in ways similar to these spiritual concepts, emphasizing the importance of understanding and addressing such dynamics in both spiritual and psychological frameworks. Think about it. You've got this narcissistic individual who maybe they're not in your life anymore, or maybe they passed on, and they're very likely to become these kinds of entities that are monitoring spirits. So we definitely have to treat that with caution because, as most people on YouTube will tell you, you want to stay as far away from narcissists as possible because narcissists are very hard to deal with because they will slowly manipulate you into a state of making you think you're losing your mind. And for them, they may actually think you have lost your mind. Or they may want to make others think that you've lost your mind. Because narcissists want to isolate people. So as a result, by doing what they do, this is a surefire way of keeping people alone, keeping people to themselves. In other words, imagine that, let's say you've broken up with a narcissist and they're no longer in your life. But now you find that relationships after this narcissist are very difficult to maintain. That's probably because, as a monitoring spirit, the narcissist now is finding ways, any way possible, for them to ensure that you don't have a happy life. You don't have the ability to move forward and find love with others because, in their minds, you're their property. And once you're their property, at the very least, if they can't control you directly or be with you directly, they're going to want to make sure that you don't end up with anyone else either. Because for them, that's a twisted sense of justice. That's a twisted sense of them feeling like, okay, if this person is not going to entertain me, then nobody's going to be entertaining them. And as sick as that might be, that is why you need to become better in your spiritual practices. That's why you need to clear your energy. That's why you need to have rituals. That's why you need to pray and have a beautiful communication with you and God every day, several times a day, to make sure that you are looking for intercession, that you're looking for protection, that you are relying on God to keep you safe so that you can move on with your life and not be trapped in a narcissistic cycle. I hope this information has been helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, welcome aboard. Welcome to the family. It's a safe space. If you're returning, thank you oh so much. You make this channel what it is. I appreciate each and every one of you. Signing off on this Friday, July 26, 2024. Woodman signing out. Have a great day. Bye.